Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to create a banner using HTML and CSS. Now this is going to be very basic. You can use this, in your own site if you wish. So let's just get cracking. You open first a new notepad file or something. Then you want to do a doctype.html. Now I want to have my head tags. Then my body tags, and I want to close that off. Now I want to close the actual HTML style off. There you go. Now within the head tags you can have many things. You can have includes, you can have link rel sheets, you can have your style, you can have your title. There's plenty of things you can have. I'm going to be having a title. Now the title is something that appears in the tabs in a web page. So here I'm going to write banner title test for an example. Now I'm going to just write my simple style tags. Now normally I do a link rel sheet which connects to a different .css sheet to make the layout and code look easier to read, but just for this sample I'm going to be doing it in the same page. And there we go, there's our style tags. Now what I need to do, I need to actually just do the body class. Now when you're in the body you're going to need some sort of div class, ID, tag or something like that. So I'm going to do a div class equals speech brackets, and then I'm going to close that div. For this example I'm doing a banner, so you can call it whatever you want within these speech brackets. It's only because when you're going to edit it in style you're going to need to name with the div class you named it as. So I'm going to do banner for an example. Now I can just focus on my style. Before I actually start styling the banner itself, I'm going to need to do the HTML on the body of it. So if I just do HTML first, and I'm going to do a margin of 0, padding of 0, I'm going to do a height of 100%, I'm going to do a width of 100%, and then I'm going to do an overflow hidden. There you go, overflow, and that is pretty much all you need for the HTML. Now I can just focus on the body. Margin will be 0, padding will be 0, height will be 100%, because this is what I want to edit within the whole of the body HTML layout. Now I want to do the width. I'm going to do a 100% on that. Background color, I'm just going to do white for this example. Overflow. Now this is basically just saying on the overflow, which is on the right hand side, there's a scroll normally. If you want to scroll, you can write scroll. If you didn't, you just write hidden. And on the bottom, if you didn't want to scroll on the bottom, you do an overflow dash X, and then you just write hidden. It's as simple as that, really. And that's pretty much all you need for the body. So if you just neaten that up a bit, there you go. Now I can actually start focusing on styling the banner. Now this is pretty much all you can see apart from the title when you save it. So when you're gonna edit and change, or any graphical features on a div, you're going to need to know the name of it, what you want to know, and when you're going to name it, you're going to have to do a dot, and then as it's a div class, you're going to have to do the dot, and then you're going to do whatever you named it. So I'm going to do dot banner, and this is pretty much a simple layout. And before I actually start editing that, I'm going to save this. I'm going to write this as index5.html. You need the .html, don't forget that, otherwise it won't open up in a web layout, obviously. So I'm going to save that to my desktop, and you can see, some of the colours are changed, and that's just normal procedure pretty much for Notepad++. Anyway, so I'm going to do a margin of 0px, which is basically pixels, and I'm going to do an auto, not a PC. I'm going to do a padding of just 0, actually, you don't really need the padding. Height, I'm going to do 10%. Now, some websites, they have like a massive one, and they have a few they have quite a lot of graphical features within the banner. But if you want a simple banner, then that's the normal size, I would say. Then the width, I'm going to have to say 100%, because that's going to go right across the page. And now I want the overflow. Now, I don't want an overflow, because it's pointless having a scroll in your banner. That's what I think anyway. Overflow hidden. Now I want a border solid. Now that's just no fuss. You can have dashed, you can have, there's plenty of other things, you just have to research them. But solid is pretty much just the most easiest one, I would say. So I'm going to have a background color, let's say of D8. I think that's a grey, however I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have a border color of, let's say, 81DA F5 for an example. I think that's just the black color, simple. Now I want a border width. I need a border width, yeah. Now I'm going to do 0px, 5px, and 0px. Now I'll show you what these are. The first one, that's top, that's left. The second one, that's bottom, and that's right. Now there is a different way of doing it. You can do border left, then you can do 7 pixels for the border left of it. That if you want to do that, and you can do border right, border top, and stuff like that. But if you do struggle remembering the order of what I've just done, then I would recommend doing the other way. Yes, so that's pretty much all you need to do for the banner, I would say. Let's just save that. Here we go, HTML5, that's index.html. If I open that up, here we go. You can see that is my banner. So if I go back to my code, my background color hasn't showed up. So if I do a simple, I'm going to do blue. And then it's always good just to check over your code. Okay, alright, cool. Let's just check that up. Yeah, okay. Now, what I would highly recommend is, okay, so if I was going to do, so I'm going to do D8, D8, D8 there, save that very quickly, unless that might just be a white, then yeah, that's a white, that's fine. So there's nothing wrong with the code, it was just a colour mistake. So if I do light, if I do a grey, like that, see what type of that is. Okay, here we go. As you can see, that is the border now. That's a 10% height. That is 100% width for the whole page. You can see here I have the scroll. Now, I don't for this example, I don't need the scroll because I don't need to go down the page. So I'm going to get rid of that. Now I go there and I go to my body tag. You can see here overflow. When you see overflow, it just pretty much means to the right. So I'm going to change that from scroll to hidden. Save that. Go back to here and that should disappear. And there we go, it did disappear. Wonderful. So here is that simple banner. Now, what you can do, within that banner you can create other divs. So if I was going to write div class equals, change that, just close that div class off, and I could have logo here. If I was going to edit that now, I would do a dot logo, and you proceed with the actual styling of it, obviously. So just to make sure that's done nothing, yep, wonderful. However, there is a div there. There is. You just need to edit it, and then if you want your logo there, you put your logo within that div. You could do that either. You could do that within the CSS of it. Just do background in, then picture. Then just take away the border. So if I wanted some sort of modern website, let's say I wanted to make that banner a little bit bigger, so let's do 20%, okay? There you go, that's a little bit bigger now, isn't it? And then if I want to do a 35, not 350, 35, there you go. Now, what you can do with this, you can do plenty of other things, like you can have, if you're going to have some JavaScript and that, you could have overflow divs, so when you put your cursor over it, massive font titles and that comes out, and all of that. It depends how good your graphical skills are. For the time being, I'm just going to change that back to 10% because it looks a bit more professional, I would think. And then you just carry on from here, really. I mean, the next tutorial I'll be showing you, I'll be carrying on from this, and I'll be doing a little bit more different layouts and how you can float things, and stuff like that. So please subscribe, and I would love to see your comments below. And if you would like anything particular shown or done in PHP, HTML, CSS, and a little bit of Visual Basic, I can do that. Yes, so thank you for watching. See you later. Bye.